Hey guys, on today's video we're going to do a tutorial using the 35T palette from Morphe. This is a fairly old palette. It's been out for a couple years or a few years, but the shades in this palette are beautiful and I feel like you can create a lot of nighttime looks with this, a lot of daytime looks with this, and if you guys are freelance makeup artists, this is a good palette to have for weddings and for like the bridesmaids. It's awesome. So I'm going to show you guys a simple look. It's very daytime appropriate, but I almost feel like this can be a nice look for a bridesmaid, even a bride that doesn't want anything too complicated and still want to look like herself but a little bit more put together. I feel like this look would be very appropriate. But before we get started with the video, my name is Alejandra. If you guys are new, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do a lot of beauty videos, product reviews, anything beauty related. This is your channel. Consider subscribing before you leave. And without further ado, let's get started with the video. Okay, so I've already sprayed my face with this. This is the Garnier Facial Soothing Mist. After I get out of the shower, I usually spray this all over my face and it just gives an instant hydration to the skin. I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids with the Tarte Shape Tape. Just going to blend that out. I'm just going to set my eyelids with the number 7 translucent powder. Right, I'm going to go in with this color right here, and I'm going to use that as a transition shade all over. Just kind of putting that all over the lid. Not all over the lid, but on the crease, and then slightly higher, closer to the brow bone, and just smoking that out. Taking a tapered blending brush, this is the Morphe M505. I'm going to go ahead and dip my brush into the color next to the first color that we use. It's slightly darker but a little bit more neutral. So we're just going to layer that on top. I'm going to go ahead and change the brush. This is a flat shadow brush that we're going to use to apply an even darker color. And we're going to take this one right here. So this one's more of like a reddish brown. And we're just going to concentrate that on the outer corner of the eye. And just smoke it out a little bit. And then you could extend it out almost as if you were doing a cat eye. You start building that like a slight cat eye with this shade, but not overly dramatic. Try to blend out the harsh edges as you go with this color. That way when you go back and blend out any harsh edges, you're not really working all of them out at the same time, because then the look just ends up looking muddy. It's better if you guys, when you put the color in there, it's better if you kind of blend as you go so that it's not too much work blending everything out at the end. I'm going to take this fluffy brush and just go over that outer corner and just smoke out and blend out any harsh edges. Now my favorite color of the palette, I'm going to take this one right here. It's like a golden shimmer color, and I love using this one with my finger, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and place it all over the lid. And then you could extend it a little bit above the crease area. Now taking a brush like this one, this is the Naked brush that came with most of the palettes. I'm gonna dip that brush in the same color, and then I'm just gonna use it just to be a little bit more precise as I go higher with this color, just around here. Now taking a brush like this one, this is kind of like a dome brush. This is from the e.l.f. Professional. It's their blending eye brush. I'm gonna go ahead and dip my brush into this dark purple right here and try to stay within this area so that it's a little bit more smoked out, not disturbing the lid color that we just placed. Kind of like a curve where it's just kind of, you're seeing the cat eye, but then this color is just kind of framing that eyelid color that we just placed. Kind of like a half moon in between the cat eye and the shimmer color that we just placed on the lid. They don't have like a brow bone color, so I'm gonna go into this palette right here. This is the Kate Rimmel palette. I'm just gonna go into their highlight color and then lightly place this color on the brow bone. And I'm gonna try to use this darker brown right here wet so that I can use that as an eyeliner, just because I feel like this is more kind of like a daytime look and I don't want it to be completely outlined. So we'll see, hopefully this works. I'm wetting my brush with the Garnier Skin Active Soothing Facial Mist. And then once I wet it, I'm going to just dip it into this one. That's pretty good. It's just enough pigment to line your eye. I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of mascara. This is the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Mascara. Okay, so since my skin has been feeling really dry, I'm going to put this on. This is the Hangover RX. I'm going to put that usually where it gets dry, so that's going to be on my cheeks and then probably a little bit on my chin. And then I'll use the usual Soap and Glory primer on my nose area and forehead. So I'm going to do this one on my nose. A little bit on my forehead. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Marc Jacobs foundation. This is the, what is this? Supercharged foundation, the Genius. I'm going to go ahead and use the Juno & Co. sponge. It's going to be dry. I don't know if you guys ever saw the comment section on the video that I just made. I ended up using it dry on a separate day, and I liked how it worked dry. You seem to get more of a fuller coverage when it's dry for some reason. So, just wanted to show you guys how it works dry. And since this is a velvety sponge, you could just kind of like rub it on your face because it almost feels like you're using a brush. So, work with it the same way you would work with a brush when you use it dry. And You guys can see how good it covers when you guys put it on dry. A little bit on the nose. Do you guys see that? It just feels really nice. And this foundation is a medium coverage, and you can build it up to be a full coverage. But I found that when you use this brush, it makes it not a complete full coverage, but it makes it more decent coverage. A little bit more fuller. So that's using the sponge dry. I honestly prefer it dry to apply foundation, and then I've been preferring it wet when applying the concealer. So like I said, I do want to order another one. I haven't gotten around to do that, but I feel like if you guys are going to do that and look into the sponge, order two, because that way you'll decide what you like best. I'm going to go ahead and use the Better Skin Concealer by Maybelline underneath the eye. For that, I'm just going to use my Morphe sponge, just because I don't want to wet the other one. Just blend this out. Okay, so I went ahead and set my under eyes with the No. 7 translucent powder. I'm going to lightly bronze with the Kate palette. Just a tiny bit on my forehead, the very highest point, and a little bit on my nose. I'm gonna go ahead and blush. I don't know if I've used this on my channel before as a highlight, but this is the Maybelline the Glow Down eyeshadow, and it's the prettiest eyeshadow as a highlight. So we're gonna use that today. I'm gonna use a brush like this. It seems to be a really nice brush to highlight. I've been liking it. Just do that. For the lips, I'm going to go ahead and use a lip gloss. This is the Buxom lip gloss in Dolly. It's one of their cream lip glosses. It's like a really nice, just like a pink gloss. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I do post 3 times a week beauty related videos, so if that's what you like watching, please consider subscribing. And I think that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.